Чтобы ускорить проведение массовой вакцинации, городскими властями решено было более активно вести работу с населением по применению новой вакцины от коронавирусной инфекции. Некоторые уссурийцы не были готовы к такому заботливому шагу со стороны властей.
А что происходит вообще? Скажите, пожалуйста.
Чтобы исключить распространение коронавируса в Уссурийском районе, было решено организовать специальные санитарные группы, которые будут работать с населением и выявлять тех, кто по разным причинам до сих пор не обезопасил себя от опасного вируса.
Да я, если честно, я в шоке, просто понять не могу, это что вообще, блин, что это такое? Я говорю, может, кота еще привьете, блин, на самом деле, блин, что он меня действительно, блин, все больные, что ли, ходят здесь?
На одном из подобных медицинских рейдов побывал председатель исполнительного комитета Виталий Наливкин.
Тебе что, трудно было самому сходить сделать прививку? Вот это видишь? Вот это продолжение твоей жизни. Как ты этого понять не можешь?
Проведение подобных мероприятий по ускоренной вакцинации населения впредь будет организовано на постоянной основе. По словам Виталия Наливкина, граждане, не испытавшие на себе действие новой вакцины, не будут допущены к работе в бюджетных организациях, а также будут лишены возможности обслуживаться в госучреждениях.
И мне уже не важно, болеешь ты, не болеешь. Мне не нужны больные в Приморье.
Good evening and welcome to the program.
However, people saying the earth is round and not suppository of all wisdom.
They're the so-called man caves where many husbands...
Gay patriots all across Australia.
Dividing people on the grounds of race is racist. Well, then you're a racist.
In our democracy and way of life and culture,
Australians is now living off the dole.
Being persecuted for expressing their right to free
We don't want
speech.
Australia to be overrun by these people.
And I got obsessed with my body straight away.
Indeed. Well, we're in the grip of the Ice Age, the dealing and use of the drug ice.
On religious preaching in Rundle
The
Mall.
Australian flag, Anzac Day, the national anthem, bacon.
Sorry for that. Hey, welcome to Hide from Fire. I am, as always, Adam Sage, and yeah, I think this is the first week in a long time I've done all three shows for the week. So yeah, this should be interesting. We'll see how we go. I'll get to hopefully get to some of the stuff that I didn't get to on Wednesday because it's Friday and I am drinking. And yeah, so I don't have to get up for work tomorrow. So yeah, I can go late. We'll see. Oh, here it comes. First burp of the podcast. Oh, that was a good one. Yeah, so I can go long, so, you know, I'll see how we go, but, yeah, God, what have we got to talk about this, today for this week? We have got, here we go. Let's start out with a bit of, COVID-19 news, shall we? Yes. That's right. Oh, I need the COVID logo. There we go. China apologizes for anal swabbing members of U.S. President Joe Biden's administration for COVID-19. Oh, you bend over now. You bend over. You taking ass. Yes, very nice. That was a terrible Chinese accent. I should, you know what? Oh, that was racist, wasn't it? I should just not even I should just completely get the accent wrong. You bend over. You take it in ass. Oh my. The Chinese government will stop using anal swabs on American diplomats. Oh, China's making you their bitch. You are literally China's bitch. Well done, Biden. On diplomats, after some members of U.S. President Joe Biden's administration complained about the method of COVID-19 testing. Really? It's fucking, it's Joe Biden's administration. I doubt many of them complained about having something stuck up their ass. As reported... as reported by Vice, some areas of China are using anal swabs to test people entering the region who have arrived from other parts of the country or are traveling from overseas and in quarantine. So, because apparently this is a much better way to get it is to, you know, I guarantee this is just some perverted Chinese guy. He's like, oh, no, it much better if we're going to ask, you know, you going to ask, the ask grand, it more better. Officials have told Vice members were questioning the test as the practice was described as undignified, according to the U.S. State Department. Oh, really? It's undignified to take diplomats and foreign nationals and have them drop their pants and bend over. Okay, bend over and cough, and we test you for COVID now. Everything very good. The State Department will never agree to this kind of testing, and protested directly to the Minister of Foreign Affairs when we learned that some of the staff were subject to it. A spokesperson said. Okay, so excuse me. Okay, so some of the staff. So that means that like a lot of them just fucking stood there and like went, they went, oh, you have to bend over now. You bend over. You take down pant and bend over. And some of them went, yeah, okay, I'll do it. I'll do whatever you say, Mr. Chinaman. I'll obey you. And then other ones went, no, just do the fucking mouth swab. As long as they're not using the same swabs for everybody, that should be fine. But yeah, so because it says only some. So are they targeting people? They're just laughing in the background. Oh, no, do anal on this guy. Do anal on this guy. It'd be very funny. Or, yeah, either that or some of them just went, no, fuck off. And they went, oh, okay. Oh, you got me. And, just did the whatever the normal swab is. But then other people just obeyed because they were told that they had to do it. So they just did it. However, China's foreign policy has, Zhou Ling, whatever, has denied all knowledge his government asked the Americans to undertake the test. According to China's National Health Commission, coronavirus can be detected easier from an anal sample in comparison to the standard throat test. Yeah, okay, and oh God, it's basically anywhere gay guys want to put a cock is where they're testing for COVID. They went to share the they went on to share the swabs are not suitable for mass testing as they are time consuming and unpopular with the public. You think? No shit. Yeah, but some of them to collect the sample, cotton swab is inserted 3 to 5 centimeters into the rectum. So for Chinese people, that's like even for a gay Chinaman, that is way up there. The State Department told Vice News it is committed to preserving the dignity of American diplomats and their families. Well, don't take your family with you to China, obviously. Yeah, I just had to have a vape then. Yeah, but it sounds like it is largely contained in China, with low numbers recorded daily in the country with a population of 1.4 billion. Yeah, I wonder why, because it's because it's a bullshit disease. And they've been on top of it since the beginning because, they would know they created it. Yeah, that means that some of them just said, yeah, sure, I'll do this. I'll just, yeah, no worries. I'll do as you say. This is like the nature of people. People are so fucking stupid. They just get told to do something, so they fucking do it. They get, they just obey. And that's why I got this video here, which I found on Twitter from TikTok. And it's exactly that. It's people just obeying. Here we go. You gonna load? That is a lint roller. Okay, this guy is using a lint roller. And he's just like brushing people's arms with a fucking lint roller and telling them, and look, he's just wearing a fucking tracksuit. He's not in any kind of official thing. It's just fucking, this is, Jesus Christ. People are so fucking just dumb and sad. They just, like, if anyone tells them to do something, and of course it's a woman. Is it all women? Oh, let's find out. Yeah, another woman. Just does as she's told. Oh, that's what. Oh, wait, can we watch that again? Hang on. My bad. There's a dude. Yeah, and he just rolls a lint roller over him for no reason. Look, the guy is wearing a fucking tracksuit. And he's got a fucking, like, bum bag hanging around his fucking shoulder like it's a purse. Gay! Yeah, and these people are just straight up obeying. This is like what is like. These are the people. That's why they're all wearing masks. These people just do as they're told. They don't like use their own fucking logic. They don't use their own common sense or anything. They just straight up do as they're told because that's That's the way these people are. That's why these lockdowns are able to happen, is because so many people just do as they're told. Oh, Big Daddy Government will take care of me. Big Daddy Government knows what's best for me. The government would never do anything wrong by me. Government is magical and special. Unicorns and rainbows. Fucking morons. Yeah, look, he just does it. Look, straight away, just, okay, I'll do as I'm told. Oh my God. People are fucking retarded. Seriously, people are just, that's all they are. They are just straight up goddamn retarded. And, yeah, speaking of retarded, once this one loads, I found out about this thing called racial affinity, sorry, read that wrong. Racial affinity. Now, I talked about this last time where it's like, they in the last episode about, don't not, where there's lots of people saying like, if someone says they don't see color or they view people as all equal and they judge them by the content of their character, not the, basically, they judge them by the content of their character and, not the color of their skin. Well, that just means that they're not understanding your experience as a black person or a brown person. And the only way we can fight racism is by admitting that we're not equal and we're not the same. And, it's just basically fight racism by being racist. Fight prejudice by being prejudiced. Fight bigotry by being bigoted is basically what they're going on about, and that's where this story comes into it, because I found this. Here we go. 5 reasons for racial affinity groups in anti-racism work. Anti-racism work and training by no means work that needs to be anti-racism work and training is by no means work that needs to be done in solace. But when it comes to dismantling white supremacy and racism, I love how it's always white people's fault that racism is happening. Nobody else is racist according to the fucking woke faggot patrol. White people and people of color have different work to do. This means white people need to do work separate from their siblings of color before any type of reconciliation can happen. So again, this is pro-segregation. Like, the left have become pro-segregation. It's only a matter of time before, we can't share drinking fountains, so we need separate ones. And, when public transport, maybe we should have different areas for whites and, like, people of color. Like, maybe the people of color, they can get the back of the bus because, they're so cool. Like, black people are really cool. So, they should go all sit at the back of the bus, right? I mean, that makes perfect sense. That way, they won't have to deal with, like, the glaring and looks and the judgment of the evil white people. I swear, everything is coming full circle. They'll be using fucking fire hoses and German shepherds to keep black people away from white people now. Or white people away from black people. It doesn't matter. It's all the same thing, but according to them, it's not. Here are just 5 reasons why separating into race-based affinity groups is important for anti-racist work. So here is why separating people into different groups, literally segregating people based on race, is a good thing, apparently. This is exactly what happened. This is, last year with the whole fucking autonomous zones, the chat and chop. They literally separated black and white people in their, woke communities. They had, like, a park where they set up like fences all around the park. Jesus, I know I had that on a previous episode. I probably don't have it on the computer. It's probably on a hard drive somewhere. Actually, I might just see. Let's just see if I can, let's just see if it's on a YouTube. Let's see. I might try. Chop. Yeah, here we go. It's still in my search history. Chop Black Only Zone. Blacked Out Friday Chop Zone. Where is it? Black Only. Black Lives Matter protest. Drone footage. Capitol Hill. Black Lives Matter. Where is it? Hang on. Excuse me. Let's see. Seattle's autonomous zone chop. Father. Blah blah blah. Okay, they did it in a park. I want to find that one. Frustrated residents settled near Chop Zone want their neighborhood back. No, that's not the one. Blackout Friday. Oh, here, yeah, this is it. I have played it before.
Meantime, here in Seattle, activists are still controlling the streets in several blocks of the Capitol Hill neighborhood. King 5's Ted Land is live at what protesters call the Capitol Hill Organized.
All right, why is that not loading? Why are you not loading? Oh,
protest.
Oh, here we
Ted,
go.
what's going on there right now?
Hi, Mark. Today they organized what's called a blackout. It's on the playfield at Cal Anderson Park. They say it's a place for the black community to heal after all that's happened in the country over the past several weeks.
Yeah, this is where it gets insane. This is where it gets really fucking funny because, yeah, it's okay, so they're separating black and white people under the guise of allowing black and white, black people to heal away from their white oppressors or whatever. This, you got to see this.
They actually asked people who are not black to kind of stay on the sidelines today to create a space for black healing in the park. I spoke with the co-organizers of the gathering who tell me that watching...
They put up fences and only the black people are allowed inside the fenced-off area. All the white people have to be on the outside. It reminds me of something. Having them all in like this one penned area and having everyone outside just looking in. It really reminds me of something. I can't put my finger on it, but we'll keep watching.
A stream of videos of black people killed by police has been traumatic, and it has stirred up a lot of emotions.
What we wanted to do is give back to our community by creating healing spaces for them to grieve and to process and to do that.
I know what it is. I know what I was thinking they created there. A zoo. Yeah, I know. No, yeah, I'm the racist one for pointing that out, right? Yeah, I am the racist one. Yeah, these woke people created a fucking zoo so they can go and watch blacks interact with each other in like a semi-natural, like, I guess, habitat.
How dare you?
Exactly. Like, think about that. Like, oh, well, we don't have their natural habitat, which is like, the jungle, but, a park's pretty good, so, they're comfortable there. This is the equivalent of putting a lion in a fucking concrete thing and going, oh, it's got places where it can sunbathe and all that. Lions like that.
In the absence of people who would normally interfere and say things like all lives matter or discredit the validity and the worthiness of us to have a space.
So all lives don't matter?
Where we can heal in public.
I asked the
It's a fucking zoo. They created a zoo. This is exactly what...
co-organizers of that event how long they think this protest in the streets will last, and they say they'll be here until the city of Seattle takes money out of the SPD budget and puts that into community programs. Mayor Jenny Durkan has said she's committed to a thorough review of the police budget and says she plans to invest $100 million in...
You're now entering Free Cap Hill. Okay, it doesn't actually spell it.
Black communities next year. Live on Capitol Hill, Ted Land.
Oh, and by the way, your mask is below your nose, so you are not, you, sir, are not woke. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, that's exactly what they did. They, created a, zoo. They basically, yeah, they created like a space where the, basically the, it's white people on the outside and, basically, yeah, they have all the people of color.
On October 30th, 2010, Dr. Jane Goodall visited the Houston Zoo. Dr. Goodall toured the African forest, the zoo's newest addition, and met the zoo's new family of 10 chimpanzees and the dedicated keepers who care for them.
And we got to go back on that.
Who chimpanzees and the dedicated keepers.
Oh, look at that. All white. Okay, one Mexican guy. But yeah, all white. This is exactly what the fucking... fucking Capitol Hill thing was. It's a bunch of fucking white women, and they put what they consider to be lesser life forms in an enclosure so they can view them and go, oh my God, look at us, we're caring for them. Oh, yes.
50 years ago, Jane Goodall had a daunting assignment: find and get close to wild chimpanzees and document their behavior. Dr. Goodall opened the world's eyes to the complexity and richness of chimpanzee communities, writing of close family bonds, dominant struggles among males, and human-like communications such as pats on the back and
what
hugs.
the left are doing with people of color. This is exactly what the left are doing with people of color. It's straight up exactly what they're doing. And yeah, you can say I'm the racist one because I noticed the fucking connection, but no, you're the racist ones because you're actually doing it. I'm just making jokes about it. You people actually fucking did it. Okay, separating important, here we go, anti-racist work, here we go. Okay, number one, people of color need spaces to grieve, lament, mourn, and share their emotions, community away from white people. White people tend to take up excess space. You mean they just take up space because, that's how space works. That's just basic physics. Like, a person is a certain size, has height, depth, dimensions, so they're going to take up space. Like, everything takes up space. Chairs take up space. As well as a center of conversation around themselves. People of color gathering together in their own spaces may find more freedom and trust to do the work they need in processing. Yeah, it's just...
You will die without honor.
That's just... It's straight up racist. I mean... oh my God.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
Yeah, it's absolutely retarded. Number two, white people created white supremacy, so white people need to do the work to dismantle it. White supremacy is a white problem, and it's going to take white people's intentional efforts to dismantle white supremacy. But I didn't own slaves is a common pushback from this logic. Yes, current white populations may not have owned slaves, but white ancestors did, and this legacy and history white people inherit. So white people do the work together. Okay, so let's just go back here. White people's it's up to white people to dismantle. So what they're saying is only white people can make serious and actual change in the world. Not these silly people of color. We need the white people. If you want to get something done, look, it's all good and that to have everybody working together. But look, if we really want to end racism and white supremacy and that, well, we got to leave it up to the white people because, let's face it, they're the ones who are actually going to get things done and actually make change because, they're white. It's just straight up racist. White people talking about white supremacy can re-traumatize people of color. Okay, do you include Jews in that? I seriously doubt you do. But, okay, white people talking about white supremacy. Okay, so a black person talking like these black Israelites or whatever talking about black supremacy and we was kings and all that fucking shit. That doesn't cause... Why doesn't that cause trauma? Oh, maybe because everybody realizes that is ridiculous. Just like when you hear a white supremacist go on and on about fucking how he's better than somebody else simply because of his skin pigmentation. It's just ridiculous. If you're traumatized by that, I don't know, seek help, go see a psychiatrist, read a fucking self-help book or something. If you're traumatized by just hearing a white person say white supremacy, if that traumatizes you, yeah, that's on you. Number 4, people of color, or colored people, oh no, sorry, that's right. Yeah, how long until they're going to make kids at school refer to them as pencils of color? But yeah, people of color are exhausted from teaching white people about racism and white supremacy. Well, I thought white people created racism and white supremacy. Shouldn't we know more about it? I mean, that's like saying the person who invented the internal combustion engine and, Joe from down the street is sick of explaining to him how his invention works. You know what? It's like fucking, yeah, I'm really sick of having to explain to Alexander Graham Bell how this telephone works. Like, I just think he needs to, like, just have his own space. Like, that makes no sense. You're saying you're saying white people created it, and now you're trying to say that only black people can explain it. So, person A creates something, and only person B can explain to person A what they created. That makes no sense. Let's see. Number 5. Affinity groups help us to live into the feeling of being uncomfortable. Why are we separated? I feel uncomfortable with this. Seems like we should be doing this work together. Why are we segregating? Yeah, no shit. Why are you segregating? These are often questions asked when affinity groups based on race are used to do the work of dismantling racism. Okay, I'm going to love hearing your explanation for this. Separating into racial groups may bring shame or feelings of guilt to white people as it reminds them of a time when segregation was the norm. But why wouldn't it remind black people of a time when segregation was the norm? Like, why? Why would it only remind white people of that? So a white person says white supremacy. Oh, that upsets people of color. You put people of color all into one room separate from white people and don't allow them to mix with white people. That won't make them think of segregation, though. It'll only make white people think of that for some fucking reason. Again, this is the fucking white savior complex that these fucking these evangelical leftists have, that only they know what's best for they know what's best for the people of color. They know what's going on. Also, you put a bunch of white people in a room together, you don't think they're going to go, hey, no one's calling us racist, no one's calling us names, we're actually getting shit. And they even saying this, they can actually get the work done. Isn't that kind of going to make people think that they just should be segregated, separated forever? Isn't that going to breed more fucking racism? Okay, where were we just minute? Separating the racial groups, maybe feelings, blah, 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 blah. It may also go against the rainbow and sunshine type of nicety and superficial reconciliation that one thinks about when doing anti-racist work. Living into this uncomfortableness is a stage in dismantling racism and white supremacy, so white people must get used to it. Yeah, because that's what's going to happen if you just if all the fucking black and brown people, whatever, if they all just go off into their own little areas and white people are all in their own little areas, that is not going to breed any kind of white supremacy or racism. Because, hey, it worked in the 50s and whatever, so it'll probably work again. The relationship that white supremacy has created is an abusive relationship between white people being the oppressor and people of color the oppressed. I don't know. There's a fair few videos on World Star Hip Hop that would refute that point. World Star, yeah. Reconciling entities and in abusive relationships take time. Sometimes never happens, so we're going to be segregated forever. And always centers the voice of the abused. In anti-racism work, white people must take the lead from people of color. Again, white savior complex. White people often jump straight into the reconciliation without doing the work and without taking into consideration that people of color may not be ready for collective work. And they just use the word work. Yeah. Whew, that was a big one. Oh, I need another beer.
The best end of the day is the West end of the day.
Yeah, where were we? The white people often jump straight into. Yeah, again, this is just segregation without considering people of. Yeah, again, they talk about work, but they never say what the work is. They never get specific with what the actual work is. They just say, oh, the work needs to be done. Okay, what? Well, we need to do lots of work and we need to move forward together by doing this work. Yeah, what is the work? Well, it's the work that needs to be done. Like, they just, circle around and they never talk about what it's going to be. They never explain it. Ask these people exactly, specifically, what work needs to be done. Okay, what do I do? Like, if I want you to put up a shelf, I can tell you, you know, well, first you're going to need to, like, you know, drill some holes and, you know, screw the shelf into the wall. Like, so, all right, so you're going to need a drill. Like, you know, you can go through step by step and say, pick up this tool, do this with it, you know, draw a line with it level. And, you know, you can explain how to do something. These people, and yes, I said these people, I don't fucking care. Because, hey, I'm white, so I'm racist by default. I may as well just lean into it, right? Yeah, they never say what the work is. They're never going to get specific about any of it. They just use these vague terms like there's work to be done. When people of color, they will let white people, when people of color are ready to work collectively, they will let white people know. But until then, white people must realize that they are to sit on their feelings, deal with their feelings, do their inner work, which is, you're not going to explain, are you? And take action. Yeah, what action? Just this basic anti-racist calling, racial equality tools, me and white supremacy by Linda Sudd. Okay, facing racism. No, I'm not going to go. Click those links or clink those links because I don't want to. Yeah, this is just, again, this is just all straight up racism. And oh, hang on, we got another one here on it. This is from culturally responsive leadership.com or whatever. Racial affinity groups aren't racist. They are the secret sauce in anarchist schools. Really? Many folks think that racial affinity groups are racist or separatist. They are actually a space for healing and deeper learning and reflection, blah, blah, blah. No, 2 stories of going wrong. Years ago, I participated... Okay, here we go. Jen's story. Years ago, I participated in a workshop that was geared towards helping leaders center racial equity, not equality, equity, when designing and facilitating professional development. After brief introductions, the faculty set the stage for our time together by showing a short video that included BIPOC high school students sharing examples of racial discrimination they had experienced in their school. Afterward, we engaged in a chalk talk protocol to share reflections. Oh my God. This is why you have to be a faggot to be an office worker. Listen to this garbage fucking geared towards, oh my God, it was geared towards when designing faculty and professional development. Oh my God. A chalk talk. What does chalk stand for? Fucking chinks, hookers, apes, something, I don't know, I got nothing for that. Anyway, protocol to share reflections, including our emotions and personal connections. I don't remember much about the debrief that followed, except for the very first reflection shared by one of the 3 black males in the room. Tears in his eyes. He took a deep breath before saying, Hey, this is somewhat overwhelming for me. It's honestly too much. He then recounted his experience as a student, as well as what he witnessed on a daily basis as a high school administrator. There is a lot. They had to fucking write it in capitals to unpack here. But more than anything else, this memory continues to remind me how important it is to make time and space for racial affinity work. What? And be... Okay, how is this going wrong? And be intentional about how to hold that space so that we stop harming and retaining BIPOC participants. Oh my God. What is BIPOC again? I know POC is person of color. Oh God. What is bi? What is it? Bi fucking gender? Or is that a fucking queer thing or what? Okay, there's 2 examples of it going wrong. There's a lot to unpack here. Yeah, what a woman went, oh my God, I can't believe this. I need to be like, thankfully I'm an amazing person, so I was like fully compassionate and I knew everything. Okay, Joe's story. I was sitting in a Zoom meeting and the facilitator plays a video of Christian Copper being terrorized by Amy Cooper in Central Park. I can get down with that. I'm thinking, okay, we're going somewhere with this. The faculty says, now we're going to discuss this with the breakout group. Please share what's coming up for you. I arrived in the virtual breakout room, all white folks and me. Come on now. I think this isn't going to end well. They looked at me like, oh, hell no, I ain't sharing first. I say, I say, go ahead, share. Homegirl white woman shares in a second. Wait, is this a black guy? Is this, okay. Homegirl white woman shares in a second. The white tears come. Honestly, I don't hear anything. I just see tears and hear her mouth moving. I can scan the facial features of the other people, hoping somebody is bothered at least. No one. I look back to homegirl crying. I'm not here for this. I jump up and say, look, if I'm going to leave this space for y'all to work out whatever y'all need, but this isn't for me, I gotta go. Damn. How fast can I find the leave breakout room, or better yet, leave meeting button? This was not a space for BIPOC. Okay, I chalk this up for things that never happened, Alex. Oh my God, what are racial affinity groups? Time for white folks. Oh my God, and they put folks with an X. They seriously put folks with a fucking X.
Gay!
Without harming or re-traumatizing BIPOC. This is what your children are being taught. This is what your children are being taught, people. Jesus fucking Christ. Embrace exactive and reckon with their whiteness, including their privilege and power. What privilege? What power? No one ever explains. It's just like, well, I'm black and I applied for this job and I didn't get it, so it must be racism, y'all. It's like, as a transgender woman, I found it hard to find a job because as a fucking 6'4" bloke in a dress, people don't seem to take me seriously. Yeah, no shit, you're a dude in a dress. Like, oh my God.
Fuck off!
And then it just goes on and on and on. Why do we need racial affinity groups? Let's keep it 100. Just because we're brown doesn't mean we're immune to white supremacy, culture, and the pressures of assimilation. We made it this... Oh my God. We made it this far, at least somewhat co-opted. Some of us have internalized the message of racial hierarchy, creating self-hatred. BIPOC... Oh yeah, because there's no such thing as white guilt, is there? BIPOC have to unlearn messages and return to loving ourselves. That's right. Because, you know, the jobs, JOBs, were invented by the white man. So you shouldn't have to get one of those. If you get one of those, like, that's basically where they're going with this. They did it with the maths thing. Children of color need to get up and run around because they can't sit still for half an hour to fill out a test. Because, you know, they're children of color. Like, this is all just straight up racist shit. They're particularly very hard to do work in front of white folks. It's hard to believe that you can understand it. Second, it's embarrassing to admit. Third, us admitting this might give you the opportunity to shirk your responsibility of causing racial trauma and abuse. So just the very fact that I'm white causes you trauma and abuse. So racial affinity allows for a safe space to talk. So it basically allows you for a place to go, man, I fucking hate white people. Yo, white people be fucking shit, y'all. Yo, fucking motherfucking white people walking up in here smelling like fucking sunblock and mayonnaise and fucking wet dog and all that shit. Nah, man, I ain't having that shit. Like, yeah, what do you think is going on in the whites only space? Do you think they're all just sitting there going, oh my God, we are so terrible? I mean, I'm terrible. How do you feel, Kevin? I'm absolutely terrible. Because I lament that I was born this skin color and have the privilege that I have. So I just hate myself all the time because as a woke person, that's what I'm... As a woke white person, sorry, I need to understand that. Oh my god, that is such a good point. Does anybody else have any points about why they're a piece of shit because of the color of their skin? Yeah, I do. I have a job and I work and I only have that because I'm white. Also I kind of studied. No, but that doesn't count because a black person who doesn't study or doesn't put in the work should have access to all the resources that I do, and they deserve the money in my bank account even though I earned it because I'm white. Oh my god. Well said, Tony. Well said. Like, is that what they think is going on, or are they just sitting there going, like, or is the opposite happening? Are they just walk in, they just sit there and it's all white people, and then they just start high-fiving until they fucking throw out a fucking rotator cuff because how fucking awesome is it to be white? Hell motherfucking yeah, dude. Oh god, I was just trying to think if I had a fucking... No, they expect all the white people like, oh my god, it's so horrible that I was born this way, and if I could just, like, I just want to give up, like, my home and the land I own and the money I have because...
I love refugees!
That's what they're trying to train, these fucking white children. You know, this is all academic shit. And, they're trying to get it in workplaces, but workplaces, at the end of the day, are actual businesses and have to make money, so they don't really have time for this shit. Unless they're like Coca-Cola, where they have enough money that they do have some time for this shit. But, yeah, at the end of the day, I guarantee nobody on the factory floor at Coca-Cola is taking any of those bullshit fucking... was it Be Less White courses or any of that shit? No, they've got fucking actual work to do. It's only the fucking higher ups and all the fucking people that, you could say are privileged in that, where they have the time for this shit. And yeah, like I said, okay, so all the black people get together and talk about how great it is to be, how great it is to be black, and all the white people get together, and you're going to assume do not do the same thing. Hey, what's going on here? Okay, I was going to try and check up with the pirate magic that I did from the other day, but for some reason this is coming up. I wonder if he blocked my IP. I mean, I could just change my IP. I'm always running a VPN, but it might cut me off of the stream, so I won't change that. That is weird. Your connection is not private. Attackers maybe. Oh, that is weird, because all I wanted to do was check up on the school teacher who was jerking off in front of students, and yeah, he had Captain Sillybone or whatever he called himself as a children's entertainer, as well as being a teacher who jerks off in front of students on Zoom. And yeah, so he had a review thing where you can write a review. So I wrote a review going, are you the guy who jerks off in front of kids on Zoom? And sent it there. And then, yeah, I bookmarked the page so I could come back and see if my comment made it up into his comment section. And now it's telling me my connection is not right. He's probably shut down his fucking website by now. I might have to look that guy up again. But, yeah, okay, so... Yeah, speaking of fucking up the, here we go. There's a segue. I found it. Speaking of fucking up the development of children and ruining their fucking lives and whatnot. Yeah, we have this story right here. Gay poly throuple makes history. Lists 3 dads on birth certificate. A gay polyamorous Californian, of course they're Californian, couple have explained how they made history, becoming the first family to put 3 parents on a birth certificate. Okay, and then they got this video here from the ABC, which is state-funded media here in Australia. So I'm going to go back to the start of this. Yeah, let's just see what it is.
Being the only one in It's interesting being the only one in Australia coming forward for the more...
Okay, so, sorry. This is, you can't ask that, same-sex parents. Why can't you ask that? Isn't, like, the whole point of fucking... knowledge and understanding and that to ask questions and to find out more? Shouldn't we be encouraging question asking? If someone doesn't understand something and they ask you about it, saying you can't ask that is just going to keep that person ignorant. Is that really what you want? You want people to be ignorant? Oh, no, you can't ask that. Hey, you have two dads. Okay, what's that like? You can't ask that. So let's find out some of the questions you can't ask, because apparently you want to keep people ignorant. You want to keep people in the dark. That's the only reason to say you can't ask that.
It's interesting being the only one in Australia coming forward for the more traditional side of things.
I think it's dumb that our parents can't get married.
Nobody's been previously held accountable for how they make these rainbow families. This is my main issue with the gay community right now. People that think they have a right to decide which parents the children have access to.
Well, the other side of the argument definitely tries to use the kids, and I was lucky enough to go to Canberra to fight against the plebiscite and speak up and speak out in Parliament.
Is that it? You can't ask that same-sex marriage parents. What? You can't ask that, and here's the whole thing with the fucking, the plebiscite and that in Australia when we had the vote on same-sex marriage. The vote shouldn't have been, should the government allow same-sex marriage? The vote should have been, should the government be involved in marriage? And the answer should have been no. So instead of the government allowing same-sex couples to get married, you just take the government out of, normal marriage. And yes, I said normal marriage because, let's face it, it is normal marriage. I think 99+% of marriages would constitute using the word normal. That's normalcy right there. Yeah, but that's what it is. Like, the government shouldn't be involved in marriage in the first place. Instead of giving gay people the right, how about the government just fucks off from everybody's marriages altogether and be done with it? Excuse me. Anyway, 3 isn't a crowd for these dads. We'll see. We'll see once the domestic violence starts happening. Much higher in same-sex couples than it is in, opposite gendered couples. Like, same-sex couples, whoo, do they have fucking domestic violence problems. But hey, we have White Ribbon Day because it's like men abusing women that we need to talk about, even though the, women abusing other women is significantly higher. But, we're not allowed, that's one of the things, that's, what do they call that? A hate fact or whatever. Oh my God. But, that's how they view fucking traditional marriages. It's all just evil men fucking.
She never cooks. She keeps a filthy house and she talks profanely. She's the queen of the harpies.
Okay, 3 isn't a crowd for these dads. A gay polyamorous Californian throuple, not a word, made history in 2017 when they became the first family in the state to list 3 parents on the birth certificate. Okay, first of all, their reproductive journey and legal battle to become fathers to Pippa. It's, oh God, of course it's a girl. Of course it is. Or Piper, however you want to pronounce it. Now, 3 is detailed in 3 Dads and a Baby, out on March 9, Sellett's Press, written by one of her fathers, Dr. Ian Jenkins. Sounds like a made-up name. Dr. Jenkins sounds like something a gay person would call his cat. Oh, come here, Dr. Jenkins. Oh, Daddy loves you. Sorry, just had to fart. Yes, I did lean over and lift one leg because that's how I do it. Okay, where was I? Dr. Jenkins and his partners, Jeremy Hodge and Dr. Alan Mayfield. Let's see, they didn't take each other's last names when they got 3-time married, however the fuck that works. Yeah, and all the people saying, like, when same-sex marriage was being debated, and everyone on the right was like, oh, it's a slippery slope. Oh, the slippery slope fallacy. We have 3 dads raising 1 baby. Yeah, slippery slope was not a fucking fallacy, was it? Because here we are. Piper now 3, blah, blah, blah. One of her dads, Jenkins and Hodge, blah, blah, blah. Don't see their family, don't see their family, which also now includes their son, Parker. Oh my God, they've got a son as well. Gee, I wonder. Yeah, I guarantee they've got a daughter and a son. At some point, the attention from what they're doing is going to die off, People are going to stop caring about the fact that they're 3 gay men raising a boy and a girl. So they're going to have to make the boy and the girl both transition. So they're still going to have a son and a daughter, but they're going to make the daughter the son and the son the daughter, because that's the way this shit works. It's Munchausen by proxy. They are going to need the attention at some point. Don't see their family, which as unusual reported the New York Post. The fact that Piper has 3 parents is just not a big deal. They're from California, so the fact that I just do a gay voice, it sounds Californian, doesn't it? The fact that Piper has 3 parents is just not a big deal. I have 3 parents myself: my mother, my father, and my stepmother. Stepmother isn't your parent. And no one thinks anything of it, Dr. Jenkins writes in the book. Actually, people do think something of it. They think you come from a broken home. I mean, sure, maybe your stepmother tried her best to be loving and caring, but she's not your mother. You only have 2 parents. You have 2 parents. You had 2 parents and 1 legal guardian. Your mother and your father are your parents. Your stepmother is simply a caretaker, nothing more, okay? Some people seem to think it's about a ton of sex or something, or we're unstable and must do crazy things. But, of course she said but. Of course he had to say but. Gay! Because that's all that's on his mind. But, I've got 2 buts. Okay, is this... I was going to say, is this making up for the fact that men only have 1 hole, so you had to get 2 men, so you got... okay. That's just disgusting, Adam. It's really remarkable, ordinary and domestic in our house, and definitely not Tiger King. Referring to Joe Exotic's wild gay throuple featured in the buzzy Netflix docuseries. Yeah, I never watched Tiger King, don't care. But yeah, I guarantee there's fucking anal nitrate poppers going on. And there they are. Oh my god. Yeah, that is a normal fucking household. Oh my god, he's the bear in the relationship. Get it? Gay! I feel like that soundbite's going to get used a lot throughout this article. Dr. Jenkins met Dr. Mayfield, a psychiatrist, while they were completing their medical residence in Boston. Oh my god. Okay, so they're fucking Boston gays? Dude, I want to fuck you in the ass. No, it's a terrible Boston accent. Oh god. Dude, where'd you pack the car? Yeah, that's it. Dude, I want to fuck you in the ass. Dude, let's get 3 guys in this relationship. Boom. We got 2 dicks. We got 3 dicks, 3 buttholes. I fuck you in the ass and you go pack the car. Yeah, okay, I need to work on my Boston accent. I had it a while ago. I've lost it. I don't do it enough. Where were we? Psychiatrists. While they were completing their medical degrees in Boston, the 2 were together for 8 years when Mr. Hodge, who works at a zoo hospital, came into the picture. So basically the old thing of like, yeah, God, what do all these fucking Jewish women think now? Oh, a doctor? Oh, he's a doctor. Oh, so he's a fag? Like, holy shit. When did the medical profession become fucking just a bunch of fucking homos? I mean, you know, half the nurses are bull dykes, and it seems like fucking half the doctors are fucking mincing queers. Although their relationship with Mr. Hodge has been a friendship, things quickly turned romantic. Yeah, and he just said up above, hang on, where was it? Let's go up here. People seem to think it's about a ton of sex or something. And then later on, their medical... came into the... so people think it's about a ton of sex or something. Although their relationship with Mr. Hodge has began as a friendship, things quickly turned romantic. So yeah, it is about sex and something. After 5 years of thruppledom, the trio started seriously discussing parenthood when friends offered to donate their leftover embryos to them. Oh my God. Again, woke white women ruining everything. It's fucking woke white women all the... Okay, god damn it. Okay. Over the next year, the family would spend more than US 120,000, so it's Australian 154,000, on legal fees, contracts, and implementations and tests. Yeah, whose jizz is it? That's what I want to know. Who is the actual dad in this? Excuse I. Gay couples don't... Okay. Gay couples don't stumble into parenthood by accident. There's always a deliberate act and a complicated one, Dr. Jenkins writes. Yeah, because you can't stumble into it by accident. Who thinks that? Gay couples don't stumble into parenthood by accident. Who thinks they do? Like, whose mindset are you changing with that statement? Gay couples don't just accidentally have kids. Yeah, no shit. They don't have kids at all. They're gay. Oh my God, like, people think just because I don't pull out when I'm in, like, Steven's ass, that, we're going to end up having a kid and we're not going to be able to take care of it. Nobody's thinking that. Oh my God. These have to be the same people who think that, gender is binary. So if I identify as a woman and you blow a load in my ass, I could totally get pregnant. Nobody thinks that, you fucking idiot. Stop. You're just trying to act like you're fucking something you're not. Oh God, which one or which two of you wish they were women? That's what I want to know. Yeah, it's really hard to tell. Holy shit, the short guy is the masculine one in the relationship. And that's saying a lot looking at this fucking tiny little fruit basket. Where were we? First, they had to find a surrogate. Luckily, their friend Delilah offered to carry their child. Then came the lawyers. Embryos were needed to be adopted so that each man would have equal parental rights. It was a rare case. Yeah, no shit. We're like totally normal. Is it a rare case or are you totally normal? Because it can't be both. The two contradict each other. It's either what you're doing is extremely rare or it's totally normal. Yeah, rare and normality do not go to... It's one or the other, you fucking idiots. Okay. The embryos needed have equal rights. It was a rare case. Third parents usually added on birth certificates after the fact, not at the time of birth. Yeah, and actually there are 4 in this because there's the 5 really. I mean, there's the embryos they use from who is this woman, and then there's the surrogate mother who gestated the child. So really, there should be. Oh my God, they're all in fucking onesies, and they probably fucking onesies as well. Wait, Oh my God, I thought this story was gay, but this picture is gayer than anything I've read in this story so far. Holy shit. I'm going to need to run a virus scan on my computer just to see if it has AIDS after reading this. It didn't help that one of the embryos wasn't via, another didn't properly implant. The process had to start all over. This time, a friend named Megan came to the rescue and donated her eggs to the trio. Well, congratulations, Megan, because, women only have a finite amount of eggs, and thank you for wasting yours, you fucking dumb bitch. Yeah, and she's donated her things, so she's probably one of these women, I don't need children, I'm a strong, independent woman. I'm like, Beyonce songs and all that. Yeah, and I guarantee as this fucking child gets older, she's going to see these kids growing up and know that they're from her embryos. They have 50% of her DNA. And at some point, she is going to get clucky and she's going to want to be part of their lives and she's going to tell them that she is their mother. And, it's going to get fucking ugly. These kids, you know, as loving as these fucking 3 fucking fags may be, things are going to get messy, and it's not going to be good for these children. Like, you know, that they are victims in all this. They absolutely are fucking victims. And I know, you know, we live in a culture where everyone wants to be a victim. These children are legitimate victims. Like, there's no way that they are going to end up mentally fucking stable. No fucking way possible. Oh, I need another beer. We have 2 contracts between each man and each woman. Then, when another cycle got planned, we realized the contracts had to be redone. Of course, redoing means $500 an hour in fees, Dr. Jenkins writes of the ordeal. Yeah, well, I got a solution. Put your cock in a woman and blow a load. And then you and that woman raise a child together. Oh my god, do you mean a vagina? Icky. Oh, you fucking idiots. And the requirement is to pay for lawyers, one to represent each other, plus one for the surrogate, to craft a parenting agreement. Okay, this is just lawyers being greedy. Now you're just complaining about fucking the legal system and lawyers. Now, I can agree with you on that. It's all fucked up and it's completely so much unnecessary money just to make them rich. But yeah, this is what you signed up for, which no straight couple probably has ever had to sign to. No, they haven't. There's a reason for that. Why would a straight couple have to go through putting 3 people on the... Why would any straight couple, even using a surrogate, have to go through having a lawyer for each of the 3 dads? Why would that happen? Yeah, no shit, no, like, what are you trying to say? That you have some kind of... that you're being treated unfairly? By who? God? By nature? Yeah, I guess God is treating you unfairly, and, you know, he's pretty clear in his books about why he's doing it. You fucking idiots. Yeah, of course no straight couple has to go through this. Because straight couples just, you know, things happen naturally. You fucking... Oh, my God.
How dare you?
Yes, how dare I indeed. The trio won the right to their poly birth certificate. Oh, my God. That's just made up. Just before Piper was born. Had we not, none of us 3 parents would be a legal nobody to the kid. One of you would have been a legal nobody. Oh my God, Dr. Jenkins writes. No right to visitation if we split up, when you split up. No ability or consent for medical care. No say in decisions, no legal responsibilities, no automatic inheritance. What, are you planning to inherit something? What, are you just going to sell this child? And this would have been really risky for the family. And oh my God, it's so unfair that your 3 men and a baby family, they didn't just have a form they could print out and fucking just stamp and sign. Oh my God, what a bigoted world we live in, where this, like, you know, where you don't get to go through everything that people, you know, you don't have the same process of having a child that every single person throughout human existence has had. It's almost like you're doing something that's, shit, I don't know, unnatural.
How dare you?
Yeah, and that's exactly what that fucking little girl's going to say when she grows up.
You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words.
There were medical setbacks too. At one point, they left their longtime IVF doctor over a disagreement about medical risk. The dads-to-be didn't think anything of it until they learned another gay couple had been turned away from the same doctor because their care seemed too complicated, which the dads took as a sign as she didn't like working with same-sex parents. Oh, well, you know, a private company, you know, just like when they kicked Trump off Twitter, right? Well, they're a private business. They can do whatever they want. Funny how it's a private business and it can do whatever it wants when it goes against like people who lean right or conservatives. But when it's fucking, you know, an IVF doctor or a baker, you know, making a fucking fag wedding cake, suddenly the whole private business argument goes out the window and they have to fucking obey and treat you how you choose, how you want to be treated, not how they as a private company want to treat you. Yeah, it's weird that, isn't it? Too often they felt like an outsider. You absolutely are. That's why you feel that way. Even when providing their sperm samples. Oh my God, what do they do? Put them in a fucking, what do they put, what do they all just jizz into a NutriBullet and fucking mix it around? Oh, we don't know who the dad is. Like, oh my God, this whole thing is fucking weird. Yes, you are outsiders. I feel like an outsider reading this because it's so batshit insane. Oh, sorry, bat soup insane. But the stress and pain of the fight were worth it. Now Piper and Parker have no trouble understanding their parents' relationship. I'm Papa, Alan is Dada, and Jeremy is Daddy, Dr. Jenkins says. Yeah, that's completely normal, and your children will not be bullied at school at all. We're all bringing something different. Alan is the best at reading books with an accent and backstory for every character. Oh my God, he does voices. That's so hard to do. Voices are hard, dude. Jeremy is the creative dad. What, you saying people who do voices aren't creative? I take fucking umbrage to that, sir. Fuck you. Who makes bath bombs and special lunches for the kids. Oh my God, these kids are being raised gay. Ian is often the family cook and the resident fort maker. Well, okay, so Ian's the third guy. Ian sounds like dead weight in this relationship. Okay, now in preschool, Piper sees her daddies as a source of pride. Of course she does. She goes to some fucking woke fucking public school. She told a classmate, "You have 2 parents? I have 3 parents." And the classmate looked at her and went, "You're weird," and walked away and went and played with the normal kids, leaving her to sit on her own and cry. Obviously I added that last part in, but no, hang on. I've got I have a video of them, and it's fucking, I think it's like 20 minutes long, so we're not going to watch the whole thing, but let's just hear some of the shit in their own.
Oh, the kids are really small right now, so we have kind of childish names. I'm Papa, Alan is Dada, and Jeremy is Daddy.
Childish names like Papa. What are they? Okay, go on.
And the kids understand that, but because those are synonyms to me, I have to think about it sometimes to make sure I'm calling someone by their right name. But I have a feeling that when they're like 16, they're not going to be calling me Papa and not calling Jeremy Daddy. We're not sure what they're going to do, but we might end up with like Daddy Ian, Daddy Jeremy, Daddy Alan, something like that.
Yeah, that's normal. That doesn't sound like, you're a step parent. That sounds like you're the real dad of that child.
Or they might just use their names. Piper has already started doing that. She's 3, and she's like, "Hey, Jeremy, can I have some milk?" And we're like, "Your child."
How is that good news? So the child is 3 and she's already learnt that you're not her dad and is just calling you Jeremy. Yeah, that's perfectly normal. Good news with accent. Oh, let's skip ahead a little.
Yeah, good.
If you look at my background options here, that's the sun's going to come up in a little bit.
Oh, okay.
City.
Who is this big tooth bitch?
Yeah, great.
Oh, that looks like a really good place for grazing. Is there a lot of hay?
Great spot. So it's not cold or what?
It's chilly. I got 2 blankets here.
Yeah, of course. It's chilly. Oh, God, you're a woman.
Got myself the coffee.
Much to take your time, You all.
You are a very, very bad person. In my country, we kill you, we kill child.
I'm getting over my first cold in 1 year because everyone has been distancing. So the preschool delivery system of us getting colds is shut down. until last week.
Okay.
So I was a pretty good run. We stick all the time with preschool, and then we had a great year.
But if you have a cold now, it's good to sit outside with a cold?
Yeah, this guy's a doctor.
It's getting better. Yeah, I'm fine. I've been through worse, I promise.
But it's not COVID, no?
It is definitely not COVID. My daughter got tested. My partner who had the cold got tested, and we've both been vaccinated too.
Of course they are. Yep. Okay. If ever you wanted a reason not to get the COVID vaccination, these people got it.
What? This is great, no? So you have
We're very excited to be vaccinated.
This woman is a terrible interviewer. I'll give it to her. This is clearly not her first language, but Jesus, lady.
This or what?
Yes. I do feel kind of lucky. People, sometimes say like, oh, you must have the most horrible experiences because you work in hospital medicine. And I got to get the vaccine and I've had adequate protective.
Decide to write the book to make your case public?
Well, I feel like visibility is very important. If nobody told their stories, then everyone else who was in the same situation and, needed a little bit of...
Okay, so he's writing this book so other people in the same situation have something to read about and comfort. Okay, so he's going to sell one other copy worldwide, ever.
The hope or needed legal progress wouldn't get it. Somebody has to stand up and be someone who's out and shares their story.
Right, so this is exactly what I'm saying. It's all about them. It's all about how brave and fucking how strong and brave they are. This is why I guarantee, when the hype from this shit... Okay, we've heard enough from this faggot. And I say faggot because, not because he's gay, but because God made him wrong. Shout out to Gino Bisconti. The reason... Yeah, fuck him off. Oh, fire, I'd say, actually. Yeah, kind of relevant. It's like I said, once the hype dies down from this book, once it's all fucking, once it's all gone away and whatever, they are absolutely going to make these children switch genders because they're going to need something to get them back in the public eye again. Because, we live in a 24-hour news cycle. This is this is not going to last. The attention, the hype and shit that they're getting, it is not going to last. And they are going to need more fucking attention. And I guarantee it ends with it ends with these children suddenly being transgender, so suddenly they need to be in the public eye again to talk about, oh my God, you're so brave for dealing with this, and seriously, this world is becoming more and more fucked up, but, at least there are still a lot of sane people out there, so, you know what, I'm going to take the white people's perspective, and hopefully these children grow up and, seek revenge on these three guys. I'm not advocating violence, I'm just saying I hope it happens.
You will die without honor.
And I've been meaning to, I haven't done this in a while, let's get into some crime.
Cops fighting crime in a future time.
You swear one more fucking time and I'll put you in the lockup for the night for disorderly. Just like last time, I'll deny you or bail. Some big fella's going to play with your arsehole during the night. If that's what you want, say one more fucking swear word.
Man with swastika on forehead in court after allegedly flamethrower attacking a mum and teen. Okay, that's looks like Photoshop to me. Fake news. Obviously, it's a police thing. 37-year-old Gonsul man who had a swastika painted on his forehead when he allegedly attacked a mother and her teenage daughter has appeared briefly in Perth Magistrates Court. There he is with the fucking swastika painted on his head in white. A white swastika painted on his head, okay. WA Police, that's Western Australia Police say Liam Michael Bradley approached the 40-year-old woman and her 15-year-old child near Caulfield Shopping Centre in Goslands, south of Perth last Saturday. It is alleged the man yelled racial slurs before spraying a can of deodorant and lighting it and turning it into a makeshift flamethrower. Oh, not all heroes wear capes. I'm joking. He allegedly fled on foot, leaving the mother with minor burns. This guy's fucking hilarious. Mr. Bradley was arrested after he was spotted in Gosling early on Wednesday night. He's been charged with conduct intended to racially harass and commit an unlawful act with intention to harm. He's been charged with conduct intending to racially harass and commit. So he's been charged for being racist. Also, if you can see in this picture, he's wearing a fucking Indigenous Australian, like the tie he's wearing is Indigenous Australian. So I guarantee nowhere in this story will they bring that up. Like he's probably part Indigenous and he could be doing it for that reason. Okay, where was he? He was Wednesday night. He's been charged with, yeah, that's right. When he appeared in court, the police prosecutor requested he be sent to Greylands Psychiatric Facility, saying there was a history of behavior. Yeah, oh, surprise, surprise, this guy is fucking mentally ill. I totally didn't see that.
I'll do it. I will eat your ass.
That was the wrong sounder, but it kind of worked. I meant to play.
I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
Magistrate Donna Webb said she could only make that order after Mr. Bradley had been seen by a psychiatric nurse. The case then was adjourned, but when it later resumed, it was revealed a report to the court indicated there were no beds available at the state's main secure psychiatric facility, the Franklin Center and blah blah hospital. That prompted Mr. Bradley's lawyer, Patty Chong. Oh, you've got to be fucking joking. So he paints a swastika on his head, goes up and, like, you know, flamethrowers basically, or, you know, it's a shitty little fucking flamethrower. But yeah, basically flamethrowers a fucking Asian woman and an Asian girl. And then he gets an Asian lawyer, which was probably fucking, you know, state appointed, and they did it deliberately. To highlight the coming state election, along with the community concern that people were not always getting appropriate medical treatment. Holy shit. Hats off to the fucking Asians. They just fucking do their job emotionless like robots. Hey, if it weren't for that kind of mentality, we would not have cheap sneakers. Where were we? Medical treatment. Mr. Bradley appears to be one of those in the community. Protection is foremost in the prosecution's mind. Then it is essential for him to be referred to the Franklin Center, she said. So, yeah, she's doing her job. Even though, like, this guy's probably sitting there going, oh, fucking fry you, fucking bitch, I want to fucking burn you. You know, there's a very real chance this guy was fucking caught up in the fucking, like, COVID hype and, you know, like, you know, they say, oh, it's racism that makes people do this. Yeah, okay, yes, I will give it that. Yeah, it's racism that would make someone attack an Asian person because of the whole COVID thing. But it's also it's also, I guarantee that person has been consuming fucking mainstream media and, you know, has been buying into everything about how fucking serious and deadly, like, yeah, if you just force-fed a person fucking nothing but mainstream media, that was the only type of entertainment they consumed, I could see them going crazy. I don't see them doing something like this, but I could absolutely see them fucking losing their mind. And we've seen that from videos all over the world where people, like, you know, people flip out from fucking, you know, hang on, Michael Malice tweeted a fucking thing. But yeah, like, you know, these people going out and fucking, you know, basically, you know, attacking people, you know, anyone who's not wearing a mask, anyone who's, like, yeah, basically not social distancing. They go up to them and they start getting in their faces. That is a form of fucking, like, you know, mental illness. That is absolutely a form of mental illness. And where are we? I gotta find this. If you can't tell, well, I was padding and then I ran out. Like, yeah, you know, if somebody is just they actually believe everything, all the media hype around COVID, and they're actually that scared, they are going to eventually lose their minds, especially if they've been locked up. I don't think people have been forced into like home isolation or whatever in, in Perth. I think Perth is, pretty straight up with it. Here we go. Here's the Michael Malice tweet I was looking for. This is what Michael Malice tweeted today or yesterday. They're not scared that you're not wearing a mask, or else they distance themselves. They're scared that you are being disobedient. And yeah, that's exactly what it is. These people, if they were actually afraid of you not wearing a mask, they wouldn't approach you at all. What they're afraid of is the non-compliance, and they're conforming and you're not, and they don't understand why they can't understand why you're not taking it seriously. Basically, the propaganda, the brainwashing has worked on them, but it hasn't worked on you, and they're angry because they can't understand why it hasn't worked on you. Magistrate Webb agreed, saying she believed it was appropriate given the seriousness of the charges against Mr. Bradley, and that was what was contained in the report she had received, that an order be made to send him to the nut house. Mr. Bradley appeared in court wearing a black shirt, and there was no sign of the swastika. So he's wearing a black shirt in this photo. Was he wearing? See, you notice how they're not mentioning the Indigenous Australian, the Aboriginal fucking their tie. They're not going to mention it. I fucking guarantee it, because that's not a symbol of whiteness, and it kind of throws off it. He's wearing that and the swastika, so that makes him look insane. But they're not going to mention it. I fucking guarantee it. It was given the seriousness of the crime. Mr. Bradley, and what was contained in the report she received, he had to go. Mr. Bradley caught wearing a black shirt, and there was no sign of the swastika that was alleged to have been on his forehead at the time the woman and her daughter were attacked. He's due back in court next week. Detective blah blah blah. So we're looking into the man accused. We're not aware of any links he has at the moment. Wait, Detective Senior Sergeant said, we're looking into whether the man accused had any connection to extremist groups. We're not aware of any links at the moment. However, with all this investigation is going on, if we uncover anything, we'll act on it. He described the alleged attack as horrid and stupid. Wearing that material is vile. It portrays an image that is not accepted by the community, he said. Whoa, hang on now. I mean, wearing a fucking Indigenous Australian pattern tie? He has every right to do that. Jesus Christ, this cop is a racist. See, I'm obviously joking there. You can have your own ideas and thoughts and views at home, but as soon as you commit violence on publicists, on the public, those sort of behaviours, then you're breaking the law and we'll investigate and arrest you. Yeah, no shit. But you're saying that, wearing a swastika on your head is illegal? Police said the man accused was taken to hospital after his arrest, suffering from sore ribs. He received minor injuries when he was detained. Precautionary measure. It was a precautionary measure to make sure everything's going on. And, of course, they don't allow comments on this. They never do with stories that are, genuinely and actually, interesting. All right. And, speaking of, let's end this on another funny note. I know a woman getting attacked like that is not exactly funny, but in the US they had they have the kiss cam on the big major screens and all that, and all that stuff, and so they decided to do something in, I think it's God, what was it? Is it basketball or something? They decided they're going to do something with a hand sanitizer pump. I'll just play the video. Load.
Hand sanitizer cam. Let's get those hands clean. Here we go.
Hand sanitizer cam. Okay, so it's just a graphic they put on the screen, and it's animation of a hand sanitizer bottle squirting hand sanitizer, and you're supposed to put your hands out. This is just straight up propaganda, but watch the way this goes. I'm guessing just from this still image right here, you can already see where it's going to go. And yes, it's going to be hilarious. And yes, like how anyone at the fucking, what is it, the Bucks or whatever this organization is, how anybody thought this would be a good idea and it wouldn't go the exact way that it goes is fucking beyond me. But here we go. Oh, look at that. He just got it right on their titties.
Hey, this is fun. You gotta catch the hand sanitizer, y'all, and get your hands nice and clean. There we go.
Oh, pull your mask up.
Okay, this is hilarious.
That, oh, right in his face. Look at that, right in the eye. Money shot.
Yep, get the foam finger clean. There you go, raise the roof, clean the hands, raise the roof, wash.
Oh, you're pregnant.
I feel you.
Oh, you're pregnant.
Here he goes. Came through dripping. Drip, drip. Oh, it's all over you. You may need to wash your hair out a little bit. Got some hand sanitizer in it. Oh, right on the hoodie. Look at him. Wait a minute. Hold up now.
Yeah, because, you know, hand sanitizer, that's what this guy needs to make sure he's healthy. Yeah, it's the hand sanitizer.
Oh, this camera angle is great. Yep, I see you. I like that you're dancing with it too. Looking good.
And then the mascot. All on my face. Oh, furry cum shot. Yeah. These guys.
Hand sanitizer. Keep it clean, Pfizer for him. Oh, I don't know if we want
Oh, I don't know.
to recommend that. Let's not.
I don't know if we'd recommend that. What, fucking taking a load in the mouth? Ah, yeah. Shows what you fucking prude woman.
Do that. But keep washing your hands for sure. Yeah. Do that.
Oh, all over the titties. Ah.
Looking good.
Oh, in a cup.
Yep, there it is. There it is. You got it. You got it.
And it actually is going to go back.
Do that.
Right in a cup. Oh, drink that. Hand sanitizer. Is it just me? Oh, okay. It almost looks. It almost looked for a second like the black mask said "come" as well.
Looking good. Oh, yep, there it is. There it is. You got it. You got it.
Oh, on the titties. Oh, on the titties. Oh, on the titty. Oh my god.
There you go. Yep, that's you.
Oh my god, I'm on TV. Yeah. Okay, so people are fucking idiots, and yeah, obviously, like a lot of people realize what it looked like. Well, that group of fucking young dudes realized exactly what it looked like. That's why he put down his mask to try and get it in his mouth. But yeah, so basically, they're pumping jizz onto people and being like, "Oh, support this." The world is fucking insane. Anyway, so yeah, we've covered that. We've covered the fucking insanity that is the hand sanitizer. The lint roller guy. He's like my favorite person in the world right now. Just that he got people to do that. That is such a great prank to do during this fucking insane pandemic. And then the swastika guy who decided to flamethrower people. And on that note, I'm going to have almost an hour and a half. Yeah, that's good. On that note, I'm going to end the podcast the way I always do recently, and that is to remind you all of the very important fact. I mean, COVID and hand sanitizer aside, I need you to remember, and always remember, Black Lives Matter.
Listen, if you answer that question, you get a beer for free.
What question?
What's 5 times 4 minus 3?
Oh man, come on! I don't know that one, man.
You get a beer for free, I'm God.
8.
No, it's not.
Oh man, come on, man.
Gay!